Welcome to Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Clint Mefford with the Angus Report, and we are here to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the National Junior Angus Show, one of the largest events of its kind in the world. Let's take a closer look at the past generations who built such a solid foundation for such a great show.
In 1968, I had an idea to start something new within the breed, something that didn't benefit its members, but its future members, the next generation. An event in the culmination of friends, family, and competition. A show to show the talents of the up and coming. Each year, members show up from all across the country. Some to continue legacy, others to start their own. 50 years is a long time. The time spent with this family is never wasted.
It's hard to believe that we're already celebrating the 50th anniversary of the National Junior Angus Show. Today, some of the very first exhibitors have come back to celebrate. We talked with them about their experiences and how the show has changed over the past 5 decades.
Happy birthday to you.
My name is Lori Hagenbush Fink. I'm from Randolph, Kansas, and I attended the very first National Junior Angus Show in Columbia, Missouri, and I've waited 50 years for this piece of cake. The first national show ring to somebody that was my age at 12 or 13 looked very, very big.
Mom was always nervous and hurry up, you know, you're on deck or this, and Mom, just go sit down, and so I did.
You know, I have to admit, I don't want to admit my first thoughts of the first show, but I was a little bit scared.
My dad and Mom loaded us up and took us to Columbia, Missouri. My brother RD and I were old enough to show.
It was scary driving over there. I was in a pickup truck with stock racks and didn't know where I was going.
There was about 100 head, and there were no contests, and it was called a junior heifer show.
But you know, once we found where we were going to unload the heifer and found out where we were going to be stalled, I started seeing some people that I knew. It became more comfortable.
I would have never guessed, you know, stepping in that ring 50 years ago that it would be where it is today. My imagination was, I was more scared than I was thinking about 50 years down the road, just hoping and praying. I made it around that ring without my heifer getting away.
Little did we know then what it was going to become, but it was exciting to have the very first one. Similarities between then and now. Very few.
You would have never imagined that the magnitude that it's at now.
The vehicles, the trailers are so much fancier. The fact that we put a halter on and lead them around is about the only similarity that I can recall. It has grown into something very, very great, influenced on so many young lives, getting to know, make friends, work ethic. It's been absolutely wonderful being a part of it.
And I'm just super excited about getting together with everybody that was at that first show. I mean, you know, what a milestone in our lives.
So it's great for me at my age now to get to still come to the shows and see all these people that we met 50 years ago. And it's great. Thank you, Lord. So.
The people are what are the constant of this National Junior Angus Show. People and your relationships and the people you get to meet, people still stay the same. Our cattle, they change. They go up in height, they go down in height. They get wider, they get narrower, but the people that show them are what make this event tick, and they stay the same through the year.
We hope you enjoyed getting a first-hand account of some of the rich history and tradition that makes up the National Junior Angus Show. Stay with us for more from the Angus Report. Hi, I'm Allie Ludy with the Angus Report. Behind me is the Wisconsin Capitol, where State Angus Queens just had their photo taken.
And it was a really good opportunity to be able to network with all the girls. All the girls haven't met with each other before, so being in one place really helped learn about each other and learn where we're from. The first Miss American Angus, Miss Sharon Summers, she's actually from Indiana as well.
I wanted to come be a part of this, and I said no one else can sit in that chair that says the first National Angus Queen, so I wanted to come, and so I drove from Grand Island up here.
Her daughter was the 25th Miss American Angus, and then now I'm the 50th Miss American Angus, and we've all resided from Indiana. So just being able to share this moment with each other, it's something that we've enjoyed.
I'm really excited for all the girls that are here today as state queens and representing their states and the Angus breed. They've got such an outstanding future ahead of them. They look up to Miss American Angus, and they admire her, and they want to be like her, and hopefully they will apply.
Next up, the ladies will head to the Monona Terrace for the annual Queen's Luncheon, a rich tradition where young ladies get the chance to network, meet past queens, and look to the future.
The Queen's Luncheon was a really great experience. I'd do it again in a heartbeat just because I met so many great people, and they're all living different parts of their lives, different ages.
I was lucky enough to be crowned queen in 1985. And I come from a long line of Angus tradition. My sister and I and four of her 5 aunts were all royalty. So it's kind of a family tradition. And that tradition is a huge part of the Angus industry.
So since my mom was a South Dakota Angus queen, she always talked about when we came to these national shows and stuff. And so when she would tell me those stories, it made me want to make stories like that of my own. I was really nervous at first because I've never been to a Queen's Luncheon or anything, because I was never a princess or anything. But it was actually really cool because you got on the bus or we were all just sitting there, and like people just come up and talking to you and like wanting to know all about your life, and that was super great because like I was kind of nervous, but there were so many bubbly people around you that it was so cool to like just get to meet a bunch of new people.
I said to one of the other parents on our bus tour this morning, this is the future of the Angus industry. These young ladies are going to go on to be producers, board of directors, may work for the industry, or may give birth to our next generation of Angus industry. So they really are our future.
Such a picturesque location for a wonderful event. Now hear from Chloe Fowler at this year's Certified Angus Beef Cookoff. It's one of the most beloved competitions at Junior Show, and for a good reason.
At the Certified Angus Beef Cookoff in Madison, Wisconsin, following the Davis family from Ohio. The Davis family are longtime enthusiasts of the cookoff, and they're hoping to pass that passion along to their daughter Maggie this year.
So I have seen a lot of sides to the Certified Angus Beef Cookoff over the years. I participated as a junior many years ago, and then when serving on the National Junior Angus Board, that was my contest. And then when I worked at Certified Angus Beef, of course, I was able to judge the contest.
I think I've judged most years except for maybe 2 or 3 since 2005. Melissa was the judge, and she invited me to come and watch. She said, you really need to come and see this. And I went and watched her judge, but was absolutely mesmerized. I thought it was just the neatest contest ever, and haven't missed one since.
Having said all of that, the hardest job of those was what I'm doing now. And see how they turn out, because like one time they worked out, one time they were a little overdone, so we'll try one. And if many years ago when John saw the cook-off for the first time, his comment was, someday when we have kids, they're participating in cook-off. So this is our first year for that.
I was at last year's show and I found the cook-off. And so I watched them and I was like, oh, I want to do that. We got here at around 10 this morning, and then me and my mom started setting up stuff, and then we started working on cooking. We made Buckeye Bombs. It's like a meatball sandwich on the go with 2 meatballs, biscuits rolled out, sauce, cheese, and more sauce, basically.
Man, those smell good. You guys are gonna do great.
Next and final senior team in the other category is the team from Ohio.
The certified Angus beef brand really helps to ensure that you're getting a consistent and quality product each time you go shopping.
Honestly, you'll walk away from this event learning something every year. It's a great event in relating our kids and our juniors, the future of our industry, about what this industry is all about, because ultimately the final destination for all these cattle that we're raising is hopefully qualifying for certified Angus beef.
So I am extremely proud of our kids. I think they did an awesome job, quite frankly. And the very first thing they said when they came out was, that was so much fun. And to me, like, that put the icing on the cake right there.
When we were carrying the table back over here, they were already talking about next year. I like had tears in my eyes.
To
I'm
me,
like, that's awesome.
That makes it all worthwhile. So.
Senior Showmanship Other Beef category. First place goes to the state of Ohio.
Just to see our kids participate in something we grew up loving is emotional, to say the least, but very rewarding. To see her participating in Cookoff and to see her meeting friends from all over the country, and quite frankly, some of them are children of our friends, and so we're pretty lucky to be here and be able to enjoy that and watch our kids grow up doing the same thing that we loved.
Thank you to the Davis family for giving us a generational view of the certified Angus beef cook-off. Winning showmanship at the National Junior Angus Show is the ultimate goal for many of these juniors. It takes hard work, dedication, and sacrifice, all leading up to this one moment.
Today I won showmanship at the 50th Angus Junior Nationals. The first person that ever gave me a showmanship lesson was Luke Doris. Luke is actually my cousin, and I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for him. He got me my first, I would just say, real show heifer. And he'd take me out in the grass lot and he'd give me lessons and tell me what to do, and I still to this day hear his voice in my head when I walk out there. It's something you lay in bed and you dream about, at least for me. Like, I'm so passionate. Some kids don't care about showmanship, but showmanship is my life.
Being the 50th for the National Junior Angus Show and having it come back to Wisconsin, it's kind of an honor because I started my show career with the National Show in Wisconsin. So being able to come back and help evaluate these kids, I think it's extra special this year. Today, I would say was tough. You come, these are kids selected by their states, starting in the preliminary round to from their selective states, and they're selecting their top showman to come and compete in this contest. And I think since this is the only showmanship contest at the new National Junior Angus Show and they only have one shot to do it, it makes it even harder. I know what they're feeling. I've been in their shoes, there's no doubt about that. It's exciting, and I think being able to be in that ring and representing yourself and your state is an honor.
I called Luke as soon as I got done, and he's like, "You realize what you just did?" He said, "Kids don't do that. You have to be a life, like you have to show at Angus Junior Nationals your whole life to win that." And he said, "Do you understand what you just did?" Like, I am so honored, and I know there's a lot of kids, a lot of good friends of mine that went back to the barn, and my heart breaks for them because we all want this, and you only get one shot. This is just like, this is the one thing I've strived for years, was winning this cup right here.
Receiving the Dean Pearl Butt Award, Entry number 53, Madison Loschke of Kingstown, Kansas.
It's a dream come true.
This truly is a once-in-a-lifetime moment, and we would like to congratulate all juniors who participated.
For 50 years, judges have sorted through and selected champions of the Angus breed. And this year, the tradition continues. From coast to coast, Angus youth have brought their cattle here to Madison in hopes of bringing home the banner. Here's the week's results. Congratulations to all the junior exhibitors that helped make history at the 50th National Junior Angus Show. Stay tuned for more.
Walking down the aisles at the National Junior Angus Show, you can see that tradition runs deep. And that's certainly the case with the Jeffries family. Every year, Tim Jeffries asks his 3 daughters if they'd rather go to Disney World, the beach, or National Junior Angus Show. We caught up with them to find out why they're back for their 3rd year.
Third place with the entry 671, Highland Angus, Proven Primo.
I felt just a rush of like an adrenaline come in as soon as I walked in the ring. Feel the soft shavings under my feet. See me out there, one small girl against everybody else. That feeling is just the same awesome feeling every single time.
My name's Tim Jeffries. We're from Canmore, Kentucky. My wife Les and I and our 3 girls. Lily is 12, Lucy is 10, Emily is 8. So we only have 2 here showing this year. We have Davis Bend Farms. They're in Canmore. Grew up with Buckner and Jeffries Angus with my parents, Keith and Diane, and 2 brothers, Todd and Troy. You know, we started showing as soon as we were old enough and went all the way through till we aged out when we were 21. And it's really cool now to put that opportunity in front of your kids and see them kind of latch on to it and take hold and want to follow the love and the passion that you've had for the Angus cattle your whole life.
It is the most fun week of the summer for me because I get to be with my favorite people and I get to do so many fun things, make so many fun memories, and be able to show my livestock that I've worked so hard with and present it and look good and show the whole nation what I can do and what me and my family can do. Well, since my dad showed, he's been able to teach me a lot about showmanship and how to do good and be how I'm supposed to be. And then, you know, you have everything else, how he showed me to wash properly, blow and brush and tell me what to feed, what it does, and just kind of, but showmanship is probably the thing that is most like important to me right now.
There's other families here that I know from Kentucky that are 3 and 4 generations of raising Angus cattle and are here at Junior National showing in the 50th anniversary show, which is really cool to see those families that we grew up and now my parents, the grandkids are all showing together, and to see the old timers watch over all of us showing and see the pride they have in their grandkids showing and participating in the industry that they love so much is just really an awesome thing. As a kid going through it my whole life and watching the kids that I grew up with, the kids that were involved in livestock really were pretty darn good kids, and that's the hope I have for our kids also. I think the Junior National program and the livestock programs teaches them so many things, from responsibility to daily care to just the connections you make in life and the people you meet and the things you need, and to work with them through that, to teach them what you have to do to try to get better and do better, and the opportunities are in front of them if they do put in the hard work.
With my experience in showing, and if I keep on showing for a while, then that'll probably help me in the future, because I'll be able to have that experience behind my belt, because I don't really know exactly what I want to be yet. I'm still kind of tossing ideas around. I have a couple colleges in mind, but not very many, just kind of like local Kentucky or maybe Indiana or something like that.
Watching them learn and watching them do makes a dad real proud.
The feeling whenever I was placed, that was just crazy for me. I don't think I've ever felt that excited and happy before, because I've worked so hard with him, and for him to be third, that was just a dream come true for me. Because this is my first time showing at the steer show at Junior Nationals, and to be third in that mini class, that was that was so much fun. Then going out and seeing everybody that helped me and then getting high fives from everybody, that just made it even more heartfelt and humble, and it was just so amazing. And have everybody, have a couple people in the picture with me, have them be perfect, set up perfect in the picture. It just that way I can look back on it and say, oh, I so remember this. I so remember exactly what it was like. It was so fun, because I don't think I'll ever forget that. It'll be hard to if I do.
As you can see, the American Angus Association has a lot to look forward to for the next 50 years. Our junior members aren't just the future of this breed, but really they're the future of the entire beef industry. We've enjoyed our time here in Madison, Wisconsin, and we hope you all enjoyed this special episode. Make sure and tune in next week for the Angus Report. I'm Clint Mefford. Thanks for joining us.